Picture your favorite historic figure. Now, picture yourself sitting in on one of his or her incredible speeches. How amazing. Pencil's 2013 describes JFK, our 35th president, as the youngest man to be elected president and the youngest to die. John F. Kennedy was born in Brookline, Massachusetts on May 29, 1917, into Irish descent. After graduating from Harvard in 1940, he joined the Navy. Some might consider him a hero, for he led the survivors of a sunken ship to safety. Upon his return, he wedded Jacqueline Bouvier on September 12, 1953. In 1956, he was nearly elected vice president. In the next election, he was the first nominee for president, and hardly beating Richard Nixon, he became the first Roman Catholic president of the United States, according to White House 2014. To begin my speech, I'm going to talk a little bit about JFK's background, and then I will get into some of his speeches. Finally, I will end with his death. Now, for some talk about JFK's youth. JFK was a normal man from the very beginning. His mom, Rose Kennedy Fitzgerald, spoke of him in a letter. In summary, she said that he was named after his grandfather, John Francis Fitzgerald, who was the mayor of Boston. She also noted that he was a very unhealthy child. He came across many sicknesses such as the whooping cough, measles, and chickenpox. At age 3, he was diagnosed with scarlet fever, a highly contagious and life-threatening disease. A few months later, they moved to a house outside of Boston. This house had 12 rooms, so it would comfortably fit the family of 9 children and 2 adults. It also had a nice big porch so they could spend time outside. The family loved it. The Kennedys had everything they needed and more, according to JFK Library of 2012. The Kennedys were a very outdoorsy family. They loved playing outside and they loved swimming. It was just their thing. One day, while intending to have some fun, John F. Kennedy ended up with 28 stitches. How, you might ask? Well, the story goes, Joe, his oldest brother, challenged him to a bike race. Sometime throughout the race, they collided, head-on. Joe always picked on John because he was the only one who could take it. He did not grow up to be normal, however, and he changed lives with his words. He had very many speeches that impacted many people. Some of these include the acceptance of the Democratic nomination for president, which spoke of the new frontier, the address to the Greater Houston Ministerial Association, which spoke of Irish Catholics and their role in politics. That particular speech actually costed JFK many presidential votes. The City Upon a Hill speech he presented before taking office in 1961, the inaugural address he spoke before taking the oath of office from Chief of Justice Earl Warren. The address to Joint Session of Congress is another one, the address to the United Nations General Assembly, the address at the University of Washington, the address at Independence Hall, and many, many more, like too many to name. JFK held true to what he believed in because of all these speeches. He held true to what he believed in until the day he died. JFK's assassination hit the nation like a terrorist attack. On Friday, November 22nd, 1963, our 35th president was assassinated. While driving through the crowds of Texas on a Friday afternoon, bullets struck. In fact, there was one called the Magic Bullet. This bullet came from a building on the side of the street, came through JFK's shoulder, cut up through his throat, cut through the governor of Texas's John Connolly's armpit, and then shot down and shattered his wrist. That's why it's called the Magic Bullet, because of all the twists and turns it took. A few hours after the shots, Lee Harvey Oswald was taken into custody for the assassination. That following Monday, November 25th, his funeral was held. Many tears shed as our 35th president got lowered into the ground by the worst means possible. The results of this day still make me quiver today. It's just proof that bad things do happen to the greatest people. I spoke of JFK's whole life and the impact that he and his speeches had on our nation. Many people were idolized by him because of how he changed our lives with his words. So next time your mom makes you mac and cheese instead of grilled cheese, be grateful that you didn't have to go through what JFK and his family went through.